our politicians, come to get projects allocated to their constituencies, but the projects never, get to be executed.
Hello, viewers, and welcome to Corruption Must Go, ICPC's weekly television program. I am Hawa Sani Garba, your host for today. In 2019, ICPC launched the Constituency and Executive Project Tracking Initiative, CEPTI, to promote good governance by preventing fund mismanagement and enhancing transparency and accountability in the execution of government-funded projects. CEPTI was established to address the dissatisfaction of Nigerians with the delivery of zonal intervention projects, for which the government has been budgeting over 100 billion naira annually since the year 2000. These projects, intended to develop grassroots communities, have often been plagued by issues ranging from poor execution to non-execution. So far, ICPC has completed 6 phases of CEPTI, resulting in the completion of abandoned projects, recovery of diverted funds, and prosecution of offenders, including legislators. Recently, the Commission concluded Phase 6, which is our focus for today. Don't go anywhere as we bring you updates on happenings around the Commission.
Hello viewers, thank you for joining us. My name is Joy Aja with Anti-Corruption Stories. ICPC has arraigned Mrs. Rose Defi, a former employee of the National Examination Council (NECO), before Honorable Justice G.D. Fomion of the Plateau State High Court sitting in Jos, Plateau State, over allegations of certificate forgery. In 2020, NECO had conducted a nationwide certificate verification exercise, resulting in 89 staff members being indicted for using fake certificates. The Council's governing board subsequently approved their dismissals and referred their cases to ICPC and the Nigerian police for prosecution. Following this, ICPC charged Mrs. Defi to court on a 7-count charge bordering on forgery. Mrs. Defi pleaded not guilty when the charges were read to her. In the light of her plea, ICPC counsel O.G. Iwagu requested another date for the trial's commencement, while the defense counsel P.M. Lere did not oppose this, but asked the court to consider the bail application for his client. ICPC counsel Iwagu did not oppose the bail application either, but requested the court to set conditions ensuring the defendant's availability for trial. The presiding judge, Justice Fomion, after listening to the arguments of both counsels, granted Mrs. Defi bail at 2 million naira with 2 sureties of the same amount, and he adjourned the case till September 26, 2024 for trial commencement. The chairman of ICPC, Dr. Musa Adamu Aliyu SAN, has called on civil society organizations in the country to embrace and utilize social media platforms to raise awareness and educate citizens in the fight against corruption and to promote integrity. The ICPC chairman made this appeal during a goodwill message delivered at a one-day project dissemination meeting focused on tackling corruption on air and on social media, organized by the Progressive Impact Organization for Community Development, PRIMOG, in Abuja. Dr. Ali, who was represented by the Acting Director of the PE&E Department, Mr. Demola Bakare FSI, highlighted ICPC's commitment to collaborating with stakeholders, including CSOs, government agencies, NGOs, and private sector, to foster a transparent and accountable environment. According to the ICPC boss, addressing the challenge of corruption confronting the nation requires a comprehensive approach involving all relevant parties without exception. He commended Primark's enthusiasm for using social media and technology to ensure public resources are utilized effectively and efficiently. The chairman extended his heartfelt congratulations to Primark for their remarkable achievements over the years and urged everyone to consider how they can enhance their support and implement these insights within their capacities. That will be all on this segment. Corruption Must Go continues with Hawa. Please stay with us.
Fellow Nigerians, do you know that constituency projects are actually your projects? Do you know that constituency projects are funded by the federal government? Do you know that you can track release of constituency project funds for projects located in your constituency and follow up to know how they have been executed? Constituency projects happen because government does not want to leave any community out in development efforts. You have a responsibility to know what constituency project has been planned for your community, how much has been allocated for it, and whether value for money has been delivered. Take ownership of constituency projects located in your community. Protect them because they belong to you. Government knows about your needs and is planning for you. Government needs your help to ensure quality delivery. Know that constituency projects are actually your projects. Protect your constituency project. My constituency, my project.
For information on funds allocated to projects in your constituency, call 0800 2255 4272.
This message is from the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission and the National Orientation Agency.
Welcome back. Our focus is on the analysis of the concluded Phase 6 of the Constituency and Executive Project Tracking Initiative. Phase 6, conducted in 26 states, involved the tracking of 1,721 projects in the sectors of education, water resources, agriculture, power, health, energy, and roads. The total appropriation for these tracked projects amounts to over 219 billion naira. It's important to note that the Commission does not randomly select projects to track. Specific parameters are used. Deputy Director Jimo Sulaiman, who heads the Constituency Project Tracking Unit of the Commission, joins us to provide more insights.
The Commission, the ICPC, initiated the Constituency and Executive Project Tracking Initiative in 2019, principally to ensure good governance, to ensure transparency and accountability in government-funded projects. Initially, there were issues. People felt that government made budget every year, but there is no, people don't feel the impact of budgeting every year. And our citizenry rather in the locality started complaining. Then the management of ICPC then sought to that, okay, let us do something. So it's like an interventionist project that straddles the three mandate of the Commission, which is enforcement, prevention, and public education. What we usually do is that, okay, we enforce the law. If there are issues, if you are found culpable, we investigate you and then we take you to court. Then again, the second, which is a prevention, we try as much as possible to prevent government-funded or government fund from being misappropriated. Then we educate people to make them aware that the funding for these projects are not coming from any legislators. The funding is coming from the government. And from what we have seen, I think people have become aware and people now interact with the Commission. Sometimes when they see that projects are not well executed in their locality, they inform the Commission to come and look at it. And we look at it, we get things done for them. Okay, I think the first thing we have to look at is the objective of the initiative itself, then the thematic area. We have a focus area, we call them thematic area, which is agriculture, power, water resources, education, and health. So whatever projects we are picking, we are selecting, will fall in tandem with this area. And when that is done, then we'll make sure that, okay, this project is also spread across the various constituency in Nigeria, across senatorial districts, and across states, then geopolitical zone, such that no states or nobody will be left out. With regard to phase 6, that's exactly what happened. The project we selected, or we tracked rather, was 1,721 projects across the 6 geopolitical zones. And the value of those projects, the value is 284 billion worth of projects that we selected and tracked. Then, if you now look at what really transpired when we were on the field, we can say rightly now that people are aware of what we are doing, and again, in view of that, in view of what we have done, the projects are now being well executed. From, I think I can say 84% of the projects we track were completed. However, we still have some issues with regard to shoddy project execution and whatever, but that is not as bad as it used to be when we started project tracking.
Corruption not in my country.
Okay, I'll have that credited to account shortly.
Okay, thank you.
Meanwhile, can you smoothen this edge? Something is not properly done.
Okay, no problem. We'll go do it. Okay, sir. Okay.
Money don't come now. Make we go buy cement.
No, continue.
I don't understand. We need more cement now.
Carry sand, put plenty sand, mix and put the cement. I don't finish.
Make Barara. Let's do this thing right. Wait,
did they give? What is Megba? See, listen. The money credited to my account is not for cement, oh. It's my own. Even you have a share in it.
Me, I don't take such share.
Okay.
I know they take.
Okay, don't take.
All this building collapse where they happen here and there. Now this kind of attitude, now they cause am. When I am called to do mago, I say no to it. It is corruption, not in my country.
Stop corruption now. Corruption not in my country.
You are still watching Corruption Must Go. The field tracking exercise conducted in collaboration with state and non-state actors uncovered various issues. These findings prompted further investigations, leading to the recovery of cash and assets, compelling contractors to return to sites to rectify shoddy work and distributing hoarded items meant for empowerment. Mr. Jimo will elaborate further. Stay with us.
With regards to finding, you can look at it from two different angles, the positive and the negative. I would say the positive being that the number of projects that were completed rose from maybe 45 in the first phase, 53 in the second phase. Now we have 84% of the projects that are completed. However, when you talk about the negative part of the findings, there are still some egregious issues. You can see collusion between contractor and MDA officials in underperformance of projects. We can also see that some project sponsors trying to lord it over the MDAs, probably in order to get the project to be awarded to their cronies, and this also allows for underperformance. These are the little issues that we encounter on the field, and we were able to compel contractors to go back to sites to go and complete the underperformed project or abandoned project. I can state categorically that we have 176 contractors that we compel to go back to site to go and complete their project. And the value of such projects, I think, amounts to 29 billion naira. So you can see how huge it is. Aside from that, we recover money to the government covers, cash and assets. With regard to cash, I think we recover over 220 million, while what we recover in terms of assets is about 517 million. Add together, almost maybe 700 million that we recover. So this, you can say this is also a kind of negative thing. But if you look at it very well, you can see that, okay, at least the awareness is there. People are now aware of what is happening. People now write petitions against their legislator in terms of whether the project cited in their community is well done or is not well done. So I think this is also a kind of a positive thing that we encounter during the tracking exercise. When you talk about addressing the issues, there are several ways of addressing the issues. Going to sites to track project is addressing an issue. Then when you get to site and our trackers saw what has happened, they report back to us. We now define things. One, if there's a collusion between a staff of MDA and a contractor, first of all, and with regard to underperformance, we compel the contractor to go back to site to perform what he's supposed to perform. That is one, that's a redress. Then another one is, okay, the official itself, the staff of an MDA that collude or colluded, they will have the MDA to sanction, we call it administrative sanction, either suspension or whatever. Aside from that again, then we charge people who have committed this infraction, we charge them to court. I know that we have cases in some states, in Kaduna, FCT, Nasarawa, and Benue, misappropriation of fund, non-completion of project. I think we secured a conviction maybe last month in Nasarawa for some egregious issues that we found in the course of our tracking exercise. But we are prosecuting those who have committed some infraction or the other.
I am a Nigerian, a highly cultured race. My culture abhors corruption, and with my integrity, a new Nigeria is possible. I say no to corruption today to build a future for my children. Join me and imbibe the culture of integrity to build a Nigeria of our dreams.
Thank you for staying tuned. The ICPC's effort in tracking the execution of government-funded projects have resulted in significant socio-economic development, the provision of necessary infrastructural projects, and ensuring value for the money spent. Watch this.
It has been very successful because it has led to the recovery of looted funds. You know, it's not just enough to allocate projects to constituencies, but execution or implementation is another thing. Our politicians, come to get projects allocated to their constituencies, but the projects never, gets to be executed. So with this initiative, I think the ICPC has gone a long way. Funds have been recovered and projects have been also implemented at the under the supervision, strict supervision of ICPC. Okay. Yeah, but I advise that tracking projects and forcing politicians, or contractors to do the needful is not just enough. A step also should be taken to bring information about the existence of these projects to the constituents so that they also become aware that they have been given allocated projects, and they should also insist that the project be implemented for the benefits of the masses.
Actually, the reason why it's important is because so that funds that are meant for such projects should be well utilized for such projects and not for it to be diverted elsewhere. I would say generally, when such funds are diverted, the people suffer. The supposed beneficiaries suffer because there are some benefits from social needs which are actually not met as a result of the diversion to other use. I think the issue of accountability should be seen as an individual thing and not just left alone for ICPC or the government officials. It should be an all-round thing because the truth is that we are all affected by the act or omission of not actually carrying out that assignment. Now, if we all keep quiet, then we should be able to, we should suffer the consequence of our quietness. But when we speak out, when things go wrong, the government, the individuals concerned will know that there's a watchdog and that they are accountable to the people and to the government. And as such, I still stand on the ground that every individual have a role to play. It starts from everybody. The awareness should be there. If there is no awareness, then of course we are ready to suffer the consequences of such act or omission.
It's a welcome development for ICPC to be involved in project tracking. And from what we have even been taught, as Act 2 members, we have our own part to play. And when we are involved in the planning process of budgeting and procurement, the first thing we do is after it all, we'll write a report to ICPC, and where there are loopholes, ICPC will come in and do more detailed investigation, and that will make our directors, our medical directors, to do what is right. Because when most times we observe that when people are not being monitored, they do things out of standards. But when they know that Act 2 ICPC is on them, you'll notice that they will do things rightly and for the benefit of everybody.
That's our program for today. You can watch all editions of this program on our YouTube channel, ICPC Nigeria. For complaints, suggestions, and feedback, call our toll-free number or visit any of our offices closest to you as shown on your screen. Thank you for watching. I am Hawasani Garba saying bye for now.